jobs elsewhere. That will also be applicable for medical and health service personnel.
Right, and ma'am, the element of jobs for youth empowerment, the manner in which the budget addresses the needs of Industry 4.0, we see skill development in AI, in coding, in robotics. How do you see these particular elements and opportunities really helping us capitalize on the demographic dividend that we have? I mean, we're soon going to be the most populated nation, the young population. How do you see these skill development programs helping us take it forward?
Not just within India, but also abroad.
Certainly.
There is a clear demand for Indian youth who can help in coding, in AI, in using technology for services, and also to make sure that people who are trained in these areas are sought after, and therefore, in order to ensure that they are given adequate skills, we want to provide these skilling and training of people. The reason why we want to do it is also because domestically, today in India, Industry 4.0 is something which most companies, most industrial units, most integrated plants, most newly set up units, and also the sunrise sector and the PLI supported sectors are all tech savvy in their very nature. They're all becoming, their productions are becoming tailored through a lot of technology driven processes. They too want manpower where the person seeking the job has the right skill sets. So you're not training Industry 4.0 fit youngsters, but they're all going outside. Even Indian industry, in the process of expansion, are now using technology for their own production, that they also are seeking manpower who are with these skill sets. So training them for artificial intelligence or skilling them for that, for Industry 4.0, will also serve the job requirements within India, so that they can both be eligible here and also look for jobs wherever they want.
Ma'am, one of the areas in the budget which is of particular interest to many of us, of personal direct income tax, the questions about new regime versus old regime. I remember when you were delivering this speech, there was a bit of a suspense when you mentioned about the tax rebate limit up to 7 lakhs, and you mentioned it's only for the new regime. Now, many who still are part of the old regime would argue that it did inculcate a sense of saving, and if you save, you would get exemption. So it was the cycle of saving and exemption, one would argue. And it's difficult to then look at the benefits of the new regime, per se, for those of us who are already for many years engaged in the old regime. How do you present the argument for the new regime in such a context, ma'am, especially saving and exemption idea?
I have a bit of a worry about the way in which we present the old scheme. Suddenly we seem to think, oh, that incentivized saving. Probably it did. But are we still in that kind of a, as they say, ma baap raj, a patronizing government behind us who will tell me what I should. I'm sorry to have to bring in a comparison which is not probably very appropriate. Today people tell us, oh, you don't tell us what we have to eat. Oh, you don't tell us what we have to do. Oh, you don't tell us what kind of value systems we'll have to impart to our children. So I've taken that a bit clearly in my head. So I don't need to say where you'll have to put your money for saving or investment. Isn't that also by logic a stretch that you can give reasonably? A person who earns his money is the best person to decide as to where he wants to put his money in. He's taking care of his family, he's running his family, he's protecting his family with insurance, with health cover. Why would we want to underestimate his capability to know where he has to actually put his money for saving? So, do I do that? Do I do things in the new regime also to give him that capacity? Yes, I do. If earlier old regime gave you incentives through exemptions to save, incentive through exemptions to insure, I'm giving you an incentive in that the rate of tax for your salaries have come down. I've also brought it in that your exemptions are provided, your standard deduction is also now provided for the new regime. That's the incentive. You have more money in your hand, use it the way you want. So that's the argument.